Stephanie recaps the show, and we get shots of Sami Zayn outside in the cold with the fans. What a babyface.
Yeah, what a Canadian. Yeah.
It's even colder in Montreal than it is here. So, yeah.
Jeez.
Main event time. 4-way. Randy Orton, Damian Priest, Trick Williams, and Sami Zayn. Huge reaction for Sami Zayn. I love this part. Cole says he was talking to Kevin Owens today and said it's a complicated relationship he has with Sami, but he's rooting for Sami from his home. It's like the last time we have seen those two together, they were murdering each other in Toronto. The friendship was done, and a neck injury heals all friendship wounds.
Time apart tends to send these two back together.
It's a complicated relationship.
Yeah.
So Trick immediately just bounces to the floor, and they keep teasing Sami and Randy going at it. Zayn was the clear superstar of the four, but it wasn't like they were against Randy. I think this crowd, like, they are into Trick. If anyone, it was like indifference towards Damian Priest, but it wasn't as though they even treated like any of the four as like the heel of the match. I would
say Priest. They did. Sorry, Trick. And you know what? Like, I kind of take that back, because there were moments where like Priest was attacking Zayn and he got booed. Right.
Yeah.
Where you could even say that for Orton as well. There are slight moments, but I mean, Orton was the big superstar. Sami was the hometown guy. Trick is the heel, and Priest is just kind of by default the person they care the least about, and therefore maybe leaning slightly towards heel.
I applaud the guy, but watching Randy Orton, it's just like, I've got this crowd in the palm of my hand, and it's like, I got my 3 spots, and I'm going to do I'm going to do as many draping DDTs as I feel like. I'm going to drop as many guys as I can on a desk, and then I'm going to twitch to tease a RKO, and that's it. Maybe a power slam if I'm feeling, if I'm up for it.
Well, don't forget the eye poke.
He did an eye poke. That's right. We did get that. The man he's constantly reinventing himself, even into 2026.
I mean, I think he's actually really smart. And to be able to,
if I went through a back injury like he did, I wouldn't even be doing half this stuff either. So, and the guy is red hot. He is so over to all of these crowds that he doesn't need to be reinventing the wheel. But it is the Randy Orton wheel that we have watched spin.
Sure, but if you ask the people in attendance, were they dissatisfied with Orton's performance? I wouldn't say so.
Well, we go to Zayn, everything is built around him. Orton power slams him and then sends Trick out. We start the procession of draping DDTs, one to Damian, one to Sami, and then he gets caught with a blue thunder bomb, and Trick cuts off a haluva kick attempt to Randy Orton. They tried to play up that Trick was the smartest of the four because he was the one that was standing out, and it's not the best person that wins these 4-ways. It's the smartest guy that wins them, and Trick was thinking ahead of everyone's moves. There's an exploder haluva kick combo to Damian Priest, but Trick pulls the referee out, and then Orton just takes turns dumping everybody on the desk. Zayn blocks an RKO and runs at him for the haluva right into an RKO. And Trick then sends Orton out, goes for the pin, and now it's Priest in for the save. Crowd's very hot for this and doing all of the teases, the saves. Double set of draping DDTs delivered to Damian Priest and Trick Williams. And Zayn tries for the haluva kick, misses it to Trick, and takes a razor's edge from Priest. Priest gets sent off the apron. Priest knocks Trick off the apron while Randy has been taken out of the match, and then Priest turns around right into a haluva kick, and Sami goes for the cover as Randy is too late to break it up, giving Sami the win. And in the best cutaway, we get Sami's son, who's wearing wearing headphones to cancel out the noise, and he just puts his hands in the air, cheering on his dad with Sami's wife there, and broke the curse of family in attendance for a big match.
I'm sure others have broken it before him, but
I don't know. Chad Gable's daughter is still traumatized. I mean, it was a bad run of families coming here. And Sami gets his win at the Bell Center and will now challenge Drew. They did this cool shot at the end. Sami's on the turnbuckle celebrating, and they're on the jib shot as Drew, you can see him running in, and Sami thwarts Drew and sends him out of the ring. I thought for sure they were going to just lay this guy out in Montreal for the second night in a row, and they did the much better feel-good ending with Sami standing tall and Drew sent out of the ring. It was funny. Drew is like backing up the aisle as like a fucking year's worth of pyro goes off, and the way it looked was like Drew just walked into his demise. The way this pyro went off as he was walking towards, like backing up towards this entrance.
He walked into like a pink hell.
That's what it looked like from this angle.
So I mean, what did you think? What did you think of the way SmackDown ended last night with Orton laying Sami out with an RKO? Do you think it was an effective way of setting up this moment? Do you think it was a necessary thing to do?
I didn't think it was necessary, but I was reading it as it's like this is a 2-night story, and Sami is getting the big win tomorrow night. I think I was always of the belief that Sami was winning this match, so I didn't have as much of a problem with it. But it's like sometimes like you're in a guy's hometown and you don't want to ever take that for granted. And I think Sami is very well protected here in Montreal. And I think that was the thinking was we lay him out on night 1, but he gets the big moment the next night.
Yeah.
If they had beaten him here, I think they would have been out of their mind.
Well, then he would have won maybe the next time he was in Montreal, and they would have said, "See, we made you wait for it." Yeah, there's just an element of like making people wait for the moment, and maybe even beyond that, embarrassing your hometown babyface the night prior. That I always think is risky. But I mean, it obviously did not affect anything tonight. This crowd went crazy for Sami Zayn, and they gave you just a really excellent match built entirely around Sami Zayn. I thought the big difference here, like maybe compared to the match prior, which again was very well received, but it did not receive the level of heat like this, obviously, with Sami Zayn being in Montreal. I thought for a Fatal 4-Way, it was very well orchestrated and you could easily follow every interaction. And they effectively swayed you certainly towards wanting, Sami Zayn to win. But the big standout to me was to see how Trick Williams did in this match. This was a lot for Trick, in his first real pay-per-view main event here. He is the lone heel in this match, so the one responsible for garnering and absorbing a lot of the heat in the match. And I don't think there are a lot of people that can come straight out of NXT to be put into a spot like this, and I thought he did a great job. His offense is not amazing looking, certainly, and I think still maybe has a bit of a ways to go, just as far as the in-ring goes, but
this was a lot better than the match he had with Damian last night, I thought.
But
and a 4-way, I mean, it lends its
But he had a big role in the 4.
He was hardly hidden in this.
Oh my God, no! In fact, he was, I would say, a principal, player in all of it. And I thought was there for all the spots. I thought everything he did at least looked good enough. But it's also the type of performance where if he's already capable of this at this point, you just wonder in 5 years how much he'll continue to improve. So they have to be very pleased with him here. With the exception of not catching Zayn on that.
Oh, we forgot the Tope Con Hero spot. Zayn goes over, and Trick just did not catch him at all. So Sami and Mina Shirakawa took some brutal falls this week. Yeah, we skipped over that part. That was
rough.
Hopefully he was going on adrenaline because no catch, but. January is your month to beat the price increase at the Post Wrestling Cafe. Before our regular tier jumps to $8, you have a chance to lock in the old existing price for all of 2026, but you've got to do it before February 1st. Also this month, we kick off our WWE Unreal Season 2 reviews with weekly releases covering each and every episode. We'll also be looking back at the Okada-Tanahashi feud dating back to 2012 with some of their most famous matches. Plus, Chris Jericho's A Lion's Tale will be the subject of this month's book club. All that and more is yours at postwrestlingcafe.com.